Hi, it's me, Ro, author of Speaking from Spirit, and here is your April 2019 Energy Alert. So I can't talk about April without first reviewing March. You might have noticed that during the month of March, your super senses, aka your psychic intuitive senses, were on hyperdrive. Psychic ability is part of all of our innate nature. We all have these super senses, whether we acknowledge that, whether we understand them, whether we own them or disown them, we all have them. Psychic means being able to be receptive to energy. Intuitive ability is our ability to read or interpret what the energy means. Well, the Mercury in retrograde in Pisces really kind of brought up our awareness to these innate abilities we all possess. Remember, some of us are more sensitive than others, some of us develop that more. So maybe your empathic nature kicked up and you started to just really feel everybody else's emotional or mental or physical stuff. Maybe your telepathy was on high gear and everyone you thought about or mentioned showed up in your path. Or maybe even thoughts that you were thinking were said out loud by somebody else. Maybe you had a flash in your mind's eye and then, later in the day, you saw that in your actual reality. Maybe you just knew something. These are your super senses, and they're picking up energetic data that you can't see with your physical eyes. Kind of like how we know that there's electricity or electrical current going into a light bulb, but we can't see that and we don't know it's there until we get zapped by it. Maybe you also received aha moments or moments of clarity in March. An aha is like you get information, but it's heightened or illuminated in some way. It's like a kind of feeling. Like I found out, this is funny, I found out through my older sister, this was my aha moment, that my grandmother thought I wasn't my father's child because I was the only one in the family with light eyes. Now, I always knew, and I felt it for sure, that my grandmother didn't like me, and it was kind of mutual. But I thought it was because she favored my younger sister and that I was like too wild of a child for her. I had no idea that she had that thought. Who knew? Now it all made sense. So what was your aha, or maybe ahas? Maybe you got a moment of clarity about why you do some of the things you do, or why you have certain phobias or fears. Maybe the, reality you perceive in your mind, but not as your reality, came crashing together. Maybe you recognize some of the stuff that you feel or act out or even carry isn't even yours because you're an empath and you didn't know that. Or maybe you faced the truth about certain people or situations in your life instead of believing the facade that was there. Maybe you finally saw or owned your worth. I hope that was there. Or your power. I hope that was there too. Or your skill sets. Or your psychic abilities. Maybe that came up. Maybe you recognized your own ego thoughts or patterns or behaviors that create your pain bodies. Whatever the aha was, it was a month definitely of revelations. So I saw spells being broken and stuff being revealed and energy being taken back, and lots of things were cleared. We can't go forward and live our truth until that which is in the shadow comes to light, and March was all about that. So now April. April is a 7-month in a 3 global year. We will take all that information we got in March and start to process it and kind of almost like digest it like a meal. So this month of April is going to be like where we kind of do all that, and then a new foundation is set for our future based on this upgraded information and this energy shift. So the focus is going to be like on inward changes that are occurring mentally, emotionally, and energetically. Like our systems being upgraded, like from a Samsung 7 to a Samsung 11. So we're going to feel that energy of the spring or the renewal or rebirth wanting to pull us out, but we're going to need some quiet and alone time and still time to process. It's a time to kind of sober up. And again, for many, since Pisces rules addiction and illusion, and that Mercury in retrograde was in that, that's going to be literal. If we try and avoid this processing process, things are going to get more uncomfortable because we can't unring the bell. Spirit is simply not going to allow it, and it will not go quietly. So once we start to get clear about something, which was last month, or sober about something, that was last month too, it's going to take like 30 to 45 days to kind of get the mental clarity to catch up with the outside reality and for them to become congruent. In other words, we start to see the truth of our reality instead of the illusion and the lie or deception or misperception or from the shadow. And as that inside changes, then the outside starts to mirror that. We start to live more clear. We eventually find we're going to live in our upgraded programming, and our reality will kind of mirror what the perception is on the inside, the clear perception. So the outside, the reality will become clearer. This usually takes like 3 to 12 months, meaning there'll be more peace in the reality you experience, that you'll be more empowered and your life will be more authentic. So April will be a month of thinking things through, pondering, reflecting, processing, kind of like if you woke up on a Sunday morning, you were sitting outside having your coffee, and you're recalling your dreams and kind of interpreting them and what they mean or what they might be telling you. That's what April's going to feel like. By the 20th of April or so, we're going to start to feel like more forward motion. We're going to feel like life is engaging us to come out of our thoughts and more into our presence. So but it will be like a different life. It'll be an upgraded life. By the end of June, most of the processing of this emotional 3 years is going to be done. Any residue or old emotional baggage is going to be done by then. And there's going to be like a sense of freedom and joy and even a boost to our energy to use to create or attract or manifest whatever we want to come next in our life. So with that said, in September, I'm going to be hosting a 2-day intensive in Lyndhurst, New Jersey, like a Friday night and a Saturday kind of day thing, called Road Creating, taking your power to create the life that is exactly right for you, creating the life that you want to live, creating the you were born to be. You so have that power to do that, to create that life that you want instead of just allowing whatever comes next to happen by default. This class is going to reveal that, how you've had that power all along and how to use that power in a more conscious way. And I don't mean just by saying affirmations and intentions. I mean like really grounding that. So I'm going to be sending some details on that in May. So until then, get outside, do some grounding, let the energy of the earth renew you, process what you need to process. I'll see you in May again for our next alert. In the meantime, it's me, Ro, and I'm wishing you peace.